Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. So this is the gold chart from last night, folks. As you can see here, this 5 o'clock New York, 2 o'clock in the morning. My time, I happened to wake up at around 2. I went to bed at 10, woke up at 2, went back to bed at 3, got back up at 5. So I got my good 5 hours in. All I wanted to do was to show you this, folks. This is a 13-minute chart. That means that each one of these bars is 13 minutes. So it's about 1 hour down, 1 hour down, 1 hour down, 1 hour down. Each of those pullbacks, every single one of them was exactly 382. And this kept going. It went off the top of this chart, of course. And if you remember, I sent out the video at about 4 in the morning, and I wanted to get that up here. Let's get this up here so we can see it, because here's where we want to be looking. So bear with me here 1 second. Won't take very long. Hold on just a minute. I got to do a couple things here. Getting these messed up a little bit. Okay, here's where we are in the gold. Okay, now we bought it here. You know, there was a 382, there was a 382, and then all of these on the way up here. When we got to here, folks, it was around 360. Okay, I sent the video out. Yeah, there it is. You can see. There it is, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I sent the video out here, right here at 5 o'clock. That's when I sent it out. And I said, it's time to exit the gold. And the reason why I said that, folks, if you looked at the long-term picture here, there was the buy right here. Okay, now, we had this move has rallied a great deal in just 2 days. That's $100, $10,000 move if you had the big contract, $5,000 if you had the small one in 2 days. That is an outlier event. Look at this one here, folks. This one went from $310, $300, and that took well over 2 weeks to do that one. Well, no, excuse me. Yeah, it is. It took 2 weeks to do that. So that's why, you know, it looks really interesting here that we should take a profit. Now, what I said was, if you get out of it, say we got out around 360, somewhere like that, the high here was, as you can see, 372. Now, the harmonic number on this is $36. So if you subtract $36 from 370, it's going to take you down to 336, I believe, 336. Yeah, they're right about here. There's your 40. That'd be $30 down. 336 is exactly $36 down right there. So that's what you want to be to try to buy it back. Now, there's always a possibility that we get back up here and it keeps going. If it does that, what you have to do is decide whether you want to get back in or not. Frankly, what I'm doing is I'm waiting to see if we get this pullback here. That's what I'm waiting. I don't want to be greedy, because if you become greedy, you'll be the needy. Anyway, that's what we're watching. You notice the last correction we had of any consequence was yesterday when the market came down that much. That much there was $20-some from 310 down to 290. Okay, and you move over now, so you could easily duplicate what it did the previous day, which would take you to that end area right here. I'm waiting for this one, and that'll probably be really close to the 382 of the whole thing. Well, the 382 of the whole thing is right here. Well, I'm going to buy it back here, okay? And I've got to put my stop below here. But remember, folks, this was a big win, so we got a little bit of a cushion moving in that direction. That's why we're paying a close attention. Now, yesterday we talked about the Treasury bonds. Get these up here, because Treasury bonds were having some real strong strength. Put that hourly chart up is what we were looking at. There's where we were, and I said, looks like we're getting ready to come up to hit this number right here, and lo and behold, if you looked at this on the daily chart, there it was, exactly at the 786 of this high right here. double ABCD patterns. You have an ABCD pattern right here, ABCD pattern right here, and it's made a little over $1,000 so far. And of course, now your stop would be at break even. But look how many days in a row you're up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days in the run. Okay, look at this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days in this run. Let's see it. Double check it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 11, but that's the number. So we should be in a correction zone here for the Treasury bonds. Whether that'll affect anything in stocks, God only knows, and she's not talking. So let's move over here for just a second, and we get gold out of the way here, and we want to be watching some things here. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. While we have everybody present and accounted for. Get this out of the way. Here's the NASDAQ as the Dow Jones was making its 500-point run. Here's where we were in the NASDAQ. It went all the way up here, and then it broke 200 points, folks. Went from 28 to 26. That's the A, B, C, D to the downside on that. I believe if you'll take a quick look at that, there's your A, B leg right there. There's your CD leg there. Of course, with the strength of the down, that means it's going to have to be increased by 1.27. So we'll put that in, 1.27. And there it is, right on the low right now. But here's where we are with the NASDAQ as we're talking here today. We took out the lows of the other day, folks, on the 28th. I mean, we had that big run up, and then the market came all the way back down here. Now, on the way back, look, we're already above the 382, okay? And you can see we're almost at the 50% level right in here. Just looking at it, and this is just a small pattern, but there's your ABCD coming in right. Let's just draw it. Well, you have to draw it in because it's a pretty good one. And we'll see here. There you go. And then you've got to extend it because of the strength of this move, and that'll take you into that zone right here. But folks, with this market has all the earmarks that it really looks like it wants to go up forever. And I'm going to have to say maybe this is the time that it is going to go up forever. We were short the Russell, of course, and of course this is where we got blown out right there. We sold that. Remember, let's get the daily up so we can see it. Hold on right there. That was at 21.87, and we got blown out today at 07, and now it's at 21, and it looks like it's still going higher. So that's that one here of what we're watching. Okay, now we'll get out of here, and we want to take a look at the Dow Jones, and it has gone pretty much ballistic. You can see here, this was the early morning. Okay, there's where it opened. It opened at 4,300. It ran 600 points to the upside, and there was a little pullback right here. See how these little tiny pullbacks, that's all they are. Kept going higher. And if you kept drawing in these are all 382 retracements, folks. That's all they are. If you'll see it draw it in, you'll be able to see that that's really what they are. There's your 382 off of that one. And then if you take the next one, I tell you, these 382s in strong trending markets are nothing. Shut the front door and raise the rent are nothing to be. And there's the other one right there. And now what we have going on is, where's where we are? This is a 2-minute chart, so it doesn't really mean very much at all. Okay, so let's take a break here, and we'll be right back. 10-4.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, I want to move over to the dollar index. Okay, this is, I think, rather important. We talked about this, the importance of that 96.50 level in the dollar index. And there it is right here. Get it up. 1 second. Get the daily up. And we've broken below that. 96, I think we hit it exactly 96.01. The low was 96 even. And I said, we got below 96. It's going to look pretty bad. Now, I was looking at the possibility of this larger ABCD coming in here, plus we got a few others that could come in down here. Now, we've rallied pretty good off that bottom. The reason why I say that, folks, I don't trade the dollar index. What I trade is the euro and the pound and the Japanese yen. Those are the ones that I trade. So let me just walk through what we were watching in the British pound just the other day. Okay, we did this together. This is the period. Now, we had that big ABCD to the downside. There it is right there. That's your ABCD to the downside. Came right in, right where, well, listen, let's just do it with a 30-minute chart so everybody can see it without having to move it around. There's where we are. Okay, here was the ABCDs we had to the downside. There's your A, B, C, D to the downside. Another A, B, C, D to the downside. It looks like it's just absolutely perfect, okay? All right, there it is. And then, as you can see here, today we made a slightly higher high. Remember, we said if this thing went above 138, we were going to say goodbye. We had sold it at 137.70. That was 30 points or $180. It went against us, and now you can see it's rallying right now. As we look at it right now, we'll pull it up here. You'll see it's almost exactly at the 382 within a heartbeat right here. Okay, we're going to put that in right there, and we're going to see if that's going to hold it or not. I'm going to put the limit minder in there to see if it's going to hold it or not. Now, what's that telling me is this. If you look at this long-term weekly, okay, that's the one we're looking at. You see how we made higher highs in here? We took this higher high out by 7 pips. You see 37793. Now we're 60 pips below that. You got a $360 profit when everybody says the dollar's collapsing. Well, it is, but not so much against the British pound. The British pound is, selling off. So that's what it. Now let's take a look at the euro. We're going to look at the same thing here as we pay attention to the euro. Now, the euro made a much higher high. Let's get the hourly chart and start that and walk through. This is what I try to do when I'm, doing the trying to control the risk. Now, you can see here, yesterday, the euro really made a lot bigger, higher high than yesterday, okay? See, there's our high right here. Euro made a huge higher high. The pound didn't do that. So what you want to do is you want to sell the weakest. That's why, we've been in the pound because it has been the weakest. Now, if you're doing the euro, like someone I know in Connecticut was doing it today, you see we had the high that happened up here. We're going to go down to the smaller time frame just to see how the action was. There was your high right here. And what he did was he sold this 382 retracement right there. That's what he was doing. Just put this down in here. And when it rallied back to right there, he sold that 382 retracement. It took an hour to make that 382 retracement, put his stop above here. And now you see it's come all the way down here. And just recently we rallied about 17 pips to see see if it's going to hold. Nothing bearish about this, folks, yet. Nothing yet, because you can see the pullback stopped just a little below the 50% level, and this is our second strong rally. Remember, we had one here this morning in the year. Remember, this is the most actively traded thing in the world, folks. It blows away anything. Now you can see here the pound is making a 382 retracement, correct? But we're not doing that yet in the euro. So if you move this over like this, put that in, and you'll see your 382 on this one would come in right here. Now I'm watching and listening to the pound because I want to see how it handles that 382 retracement that we were just talking about just a few moments ago, because that's what I want to see. And it's getting pretty close. Let's just draw it again on this one so we can see it for everybody. And we're almost there. You can see there's your limit minder right there. That's what my order is. And what I'll do is I'm going to try to get filled there. And then I covered some down in here just because it made enough money, twice what you were risking. So now I'm doing, and you have an ABCD here too. So that's a legitimate trade to put on right there. And you're only going to risk about 20 pips. Your stop would be up into this area right here. So that's what we're watching here today. Okay. All right. So that's with the British pound. Now, let's take a look at the other one that we watch, which is the Japanese yen. Remember that Japanese yen? We talked about it yesterday. It looked like it really wanted to go south. So let's just the dollar versus the yen to go south. So we're going to put the hourly chart up, and you'll see here's where we are. It's having a little bit of a rally. We did go south. Okay, now here's the area. Remember, we were looking for, oh dear, I haven't updated this yet. Not involved with this one, but now we have to watch something because we might be looking at a spot where the dollar may be a lot better off than people might think. And that comes in, 142 in the lowest. Wow, folks, that might be it. Let's just number. See, 14261. Look at the low here, 14272. That's a spot on move. It's already moved 100 handles. 100 points. That's $1,200. So that could be a pretty good. And we have another one in here too. That could be an interesting one here. There you go, right there. Same thing. There you had double. Oh, why didn't I see that? Shut the front door and raise the rent. Okay. Anyway, that's what. That would have been a really nice one. That's this big ABCD, and we're doing it over 10 days. That's a legitimate number here. This is why the dollar is rallying a little bit today. How much is it rallying? Not very much, but that's what it's doing right now. Okay, so now we'll move over here and get this out of the way, and we'll get back to the things that matter. We haven't got hit this yet. It's going to be just about a second or two. This is going to hit that number here in the British pound. And we'll keep an eye on these things because, I watch these things mainly for risk control, folks, because if you don't have to risk so much on these darn things, you're a lot better off. Here's a perfect example in the grains today. I sent this out along with the video with the pound and all these other things that we were watching and the S&P and all the other things. But this was the soybeans. Now look at the daily, folks. I'm going to bring the daily up and just show you. They came down. It couldn't take out the previous day's low right here. Okay. Now, remember, folks, we bought these, made money here, we made money here, made a lot of money here. I didn't go short right here, but what we did do is we bought it back right here at 33 with our stop below here. Well, we're almost back to even now. It's only out a nickel compared to being out 15 cents. So it's acting pretty good. It couldn't even take out the previous day's low. And our wheat, if you remember wheat, we're watching wheat very closely also, and it did exactly what we'd hoped to do, and that is it stopped exactly at the old, let's get the daily up so we can see that one, stopped exactly at the 61% retracement right here. Again, it could not take out the previous day's low, and it's already rallied 7 cents. It's taken out the previous day's high. This is telling us we've got some good support. Folks, we got hot weather coming across the Midwest. They had their first band of it a week ago, and there's some more coming. That's all due to the El Nino currents that are out there coming up from South America and through Mexico. So anyway, let's take a little break. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, in the video that I sent out early this morning, long before these were, the market was trading here at about 20 and a quarter to 19, and I said our stop is too close. Her stop was at 19. We bought it at 26 because I said lower the stop to 4 to 11. I said we've got to risk a little more, but we're in the middle of that growing season, or beginning of the growing season. I don't want to be selling corn and beans and wheat and meal and stuff, and this is where you want to be buying it. So I said lower your stop down just below here. So that would be 411. Yesterday's high, this was the problem. The British pound just hit it, folks. We just hit the 382 in the British pound just now as we see. So if you did that, you put a stop in 20 pips away, which would be 137.55, and that would tell you you say goodbye, you lose your $120, and then move on. Okay, so anyway, that's what we were doing with the corn. Okay, and this, remember, folks, this is the largest crop in the whole world for eating everywhere. So anyway, let's move over here, and we will come up and take a look at the next one we want to. And here's one that I really like. I don't know if it's going to get here now, but this is December soybean oil. Okay, strong today. See, it's another reason. Bean oil is not very weak. I was hoping it would get to this level right here, the 382 off of this. Look at this, folks. We're going up, not down. You see, that's not remember, this is only 20% of the bean oil crop, but the beans are back to almost what we sold and bought them at. And this is, if you ever get there, do that, because there's where they were limit up. Okay, there was the big ABCD. That's a 382, and I would really be watching if we get to that level right here. But we're back into the wheat. That's working okay. Now we're going to take a look at the soybean meal. The same thing was happening in the soybean meal. Let's get this up here, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. SMZ. Okay, what we're going to do is get the daily chart up here. Same thing. You'll notice here what I was watching. I said they're going to take out the previous day's stops. Let me just get this over right here. Okay, you can see I'm going to move this over right here. They're going to take out the previous day's stops, and it's probably not going to do very much. And it took out the previous day's stops, and it rallied $3. So now you put your stop right below here. The reason why, folks, we've got a lot of ABCDs coming in on this. Is a daily chart, folks. Look at all these ABCDs that are in here. This is a major, let me draw these in. This is a major 3 drive to a bottom pattern. ABCDs everywhere. This is the growing season. Look at last July. See how they took the lows out? What did it do? It had a rally. Let's go back to the previous one. That's June. Let's go back to July. Yeah. Look at the low here. This low was in August. Okay. So that's why I want to be long this stuff. The risk is a little longer, but we just made a couple bucks in the gold, and so we have plus the beans and corn and all that. Or corn has been not corn, but the wheat has been good to us. Soybeans have been good to us. Meal had been pretty good, except for the last run here, and I had to get back into it. I thought that was the right thing to do. So that's what I was doing when I was changing those things coming through at these times right here. Now, let's move on here for just a second. And get this out of the way here. Well, it only went above a 382 by 1 tick in the British pound, but that doesn't mean anything. Let's take a look here at the NASDAQ today, and we'll see where we are right here. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. There's the high that we made yesterday. By the way, that high yesterday was a 1.618 expansion on the daily. Folks, we dropped from 229. We dropped 350 points in the NASDAQ. There's your ABCD to the downside. Okay, there's the rally back. 382 on that rally takes you right to there. See where we are? Let's just so you can see it, okay? Get rid of all this crap that's in here. There's your high way back here yesterday, all right? We have that big move down, the big ABCD down, and there's your 382 right now. You're right there. Now, we've been here for a little more than an hour, and it's trading below the 382 right now. This is not a bullish chart. Look at this one right here. You had a little ABCD pattern right there. Okay, so to me that's not bullish, but what do I know? I'm just an old ABCD guy that tries to struggle through and see how things work. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. And I think I've covered that. I've got to cover a couple things here with some of these stocks that are out here because they're really, really quite dramatic. Let me get this out of the way and get the meal out of the way. I don't need to see that anymore. And I think those are the ones that we've got to take a look at. All right, now we'll get this out of the way, and let's move over here and bring up a couple of the stocks. Now, I've already shown you Avco. Okay, that was the one that we were dealing with. It had a big move. So far, it's having a little rally today. Let's just see what it's doing. There's today's high, which is right there. It opened there. Oh no, that was the overnight. This was the early morning high. So let's see if it's made a 382 off of that high. I don't trust two things. First, I don't trust this because it's overnight. And look at that. That's $4. That's, to me, that's bad data. And I have delayed data, so I wouldn't trust that. There's your 382 right now. In that doesn't seem to go anywhere. Same thing with Microsoft, which is one of the most expensive stocks in the Dow. And as you can see, it's also had a pretty big move down. And there's your early morning opening right here. We'll just draw that in right there. And you'll see there it is right there. This also just made a 382, if in fact that means anything at all. Okay, now we'll get that out of the way. And the Russell has gone up, folks. I mean, there's nothing else I can do about that because when I put the trade on, it stayed here for 3 days. And then when it went above it, this morning, I had the order in there because it was only 15 points away. Then when the Dow started to rally, it was the Russell and the Dow did the whole thing. The Russell is 2,000, the small cap. But the Dow Jones, you're looking at 20 stocks that are triple digit that make these things move. One of the things that I do when I'm going through these things is let's get the right one up there, Larry. So get the charts up, the layout, and then I go over here and I go over to the Dow Jones stocks and I bring these up. And I want to see the ones that are really making the thing jump around today. So hold on one second. We'll get these up here and then I will put the cascade in, tile vertical, and we'll see the ones that are really doing strong. Now, hold on. This will all pop up sometime today, so bear with me. Why is it so late? This is not a good sign. Did I just lose data? No, don't tell me that. There's no data here, boys and girls. Something's wrong. This is not a good sign. Not a good sign. Wow, that's not a good sign. Let's get out of that. I don't want to have any more trouble with that. We're going to take a break here, and I'll try to get this fixed. 877-927-6648, and we'll see if we can get this thing fixed.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I need to focus on something here because we're up again near the highs here in the S&P. You can see here, there's that pattern that I've been looking at. This is really important because we had a big Astro date that day. That was a Bradley date. That's why that's so that important. It was also 382 off of that move right here. Then you had a beautiful retracement here. 382 measures to 62.55. 52, the high has been 62.55 or 56, and we're there right now. Or 57, we're only 2 points away. Now, that does not disturb me, folks. I was assuming that we might make another new high up into this area right here. It's why I was in the Russell, because it looked like it was going to hold it, but it didn't. So you got to get out of Dodge. That's all you can do. Okay, so let's get out of there and not worry about that anymore. This is what I needed to focus on. I dropped the ball on this, folks. This is the Japanese yen. We talked about this yesterday. Look at this beautiful cycle pattern. That's right out of the Hearst book. Look at that. It takes out the previous week's low right like it's supposed to, right on the day that you're supposed to be looking at it. That's 25-day cycle lined up perfectly. And we just looked at it on that hourly chart. I mean, it had everything there that you could possibly ask for right there. I missed that. I know I can't get everything, but by golly, it'd been nice to have that one. Of course, the gold one was good, but by golly, that's a beauty. That tells you that dollar, whatever you're looking at in that dollar at 96, that was important, and it's mainly because that it's only about 13 or 14% of the dollar index, with the euro being 53%. But that's a really big one. We add that with the euro and the pound. Those three tell you that dollar index is not as bad. The reason why is it's probably the Canadian dollar and some of the others. Let's look at this Canadian dollar to see if it was screaming today. That'll tell us it's a little bit more. And we'll just double check. Okay, here's the Canadian dollar. This should be, hopefully it comes up and gives me some prices. Oh, no, come on. Why? It's the wrong contract, bozo. Canadian dollar is right down here. Sorry, folks. All right, I got to do two things here before I forget. Where's the Canadian? Right above the yen. There it is, right there's a Canadian. Now we'll open up and see what that does. See, it was strong and now it's backed off a little bit. See, so that was the reason why that dollar index has held up pretty good. Now we're going to take a look at this out of the way here. Okay, and we've already looked at the S&P. There's the Canadian, or the Canadian Australian. We don't do that. I want to look at, why is this turn off? Let's look at the Australian dollar. That's the number one up here. There it is. And that should have been strong too earlier in the morning. Let's see. Yeah, it was, but not enough to really mean very much. So the dollar's not as bad as somebody appeared. Now, it could change in a heartbeat, but that's what it's looking at right now. So we'll get this out of the way, and we're going to make new highs here in the S&P here in just a heartbeat. We're at 56 and a quarter, and we're going to find out if that's going to make that or not. The Dow Jones is still hasn't made new highs. NASDAQ is still quite a bit away from a new high, but that's it. This is actually, this trade is actually holding up in the, this you've already made 20 pips, so you made $120 if you did the trade in the British pound, okay? So keep your stop up here, so you only risk $100. That's the way I would handle that, okay? Now, on this Treasury bond, you can see here the rally that we had back in the Treasury bond. Went right to the 382. It's starting to back off, so that's doing okay. The euro couldn't quite make the 382, so the pound is acting pretty good right now. It's already backing off a little bit. You can see here, we're right above it, so we're going to see that's what that's going to go on. So what you want to do now, let's just be really safe. You put your stop here at break even, which is 137,355. That's 20 pips. If he gets back up there, you had a date with your sister, however lovely she is, and you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, now let's watch the S&P. Oh, the S&P just made a new high, boys and girls, I believe. Let's get this up here to make sure. There it is, right there. No, it hasn't. It's quite a bit away from that level. Oh, that hit a 65. I forgot about that. That's just the 78% level right here. That's what that is. I thought that, see, it's match that, but that's where we are right now. One other thing, just for kicks and giggles, we'll just bring up here, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You'll see that the last part of the day is usually going to be, the odds favor, 50-50. It's about 62%, but that's what we're watching. On a small term basis intraday, you can see all we've done here is make the ABCD pattern to the upside right there at 55, and this went to 56, so not much happening from that level. Our good friend the hogs are still going lower, as we expected to be, and so that's what we're paying attention to here so far here this morning. Let's get these out of the way here. And someone's asked a question about Mr. Tesla. I can't believe these two fraternity brothers, Mr. Trump and Mr. Musk. I know they're not fraternity brothers, but they're the best of buddies, and because one has a different opinion than somebody else, whew, boy, it's like children. Oh my goodness. I guess Mr. Trump is going to pull the SpaceX. That's what it looks like. Oh my God. What are you going to do now? Oh my goodness, this is not good. Well, I don't like the fighting, but there it is right here. Let's look at the daily, because it wasn't looking good on the daily. If you remember, well, it looked like it had a chance, but then we gapped down today. Looks like we stopped right at the 786 here. And we'll see if that's it, right? Yeah, stopped right at the 786. So, boy, I'm glad I'm not a reporter anywhere, because that stuff is just literally it makes a person ill, actually. So that's what we want to be watching. All righty, let's move over here. What else we got to talk about here? One other thing, another couple stocks here. Mr. Rappel, who's down by the well. Okay. My guest tomorrow, folks, will be this Wolfman himself, Shane Smolian, and he'll be watching us. Let's get the Apple here. 1 second. There's Apple. It's up strong today. I remember seeing that. Oh, it's up quite a bit strong. That's one of the reasons why the Dow, because it's one of the Dow stocks, it's having a pretty big run. Oh, it's a very big run. Wow, that's a big run, folks. That's a 4% move in the on this. Let's look at it on the daily to see what it's doing. Well, not doing much, but that's a 4% move in the in Apple. So, as a matter of fact, it's quite a bit below the opening right now. I think is what. It's actually a little bit lower than that. So, anyway, that's just one or two stocks that we're watching. Take one quick look here. Excuse me. All right, just to make everybody happy here, let's take $120 profit here. Actually, you can get a little bit more. We're lucky. We get $150 profit. You have your choice now, folks. You can either take take $150 profit here or put your stop at break even, okay? That way I don't have any responsibility. I don't want to have any phone calls saying I broke even or I lost or whatever. I don't want to hear that anymore, okay? And we'll be right back to talk about the gold market. Hang in there.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, the British pound trade, at best, you made $100 or so. At worst, you broke even because it went all the way down to 26. That was down 30 pips from the high. Now it's back to where it was. It went above, you wouldn't have got stopped out, but you're back to break even right now, so I wouldn't mess with that. The euro did not get to the 382 as of yet, but, trying to make you a couple bucks here. Now, we just made another high here in the S&P here, as you can see, we haven't taken out the high, which is 62.65. So we should be able to do that in the next half an hour. But we've only got a couple more minutes here, so watch that right here. Dow Jones hasn't not made a new high as of yet. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ to see what it's doing, because it used to be the leader. Today it's not leading. It's following along in its own path here. And we'll get it right at that level right here. Here's our, here's the NASDAQ. We're going to be looking at it right there. There's the high that it made. Move that over right here. Get that just a minute right there. See, it took out the previous day's low, and then since that time, we've rallied back to, looks like we're almost at 50% right now. Yeah, because there was a 382. It just had a little pop here just a second ago. Let's put that up here so you'll be able to see that. There's that little jump that we had while we were off the air here. So some news or something came out. There's your 382. There's your 50%. Remember, the Dow Jones making new high, S&P very close, Russell making new highs. So you got two of them that are not doing it, and two of them that are doing it. So that's it. So that's what we're watching here so far this morning. Okay. Gold, let's not worry about that. The buy price on that gold would be $35. That's $17 away. We would reinstate the position, buying it right there at $35. That's going to be the 20. It'd be a $36 move down, which is the harmonic number. We'll see you tomorrow, folks, with Shane Smolian. TheWolfTrader.com will be our guest. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.